So one of the best allegories I've seen for how ritual is used to create, hold, and maintain a reality is in the movie from the late 90s, or I think it's like 96, I'm not sure, but The Truman Show. If you've ever seen the movie The Truman Show, you'll know what I'm talking about. For those who don't know, I'm going to kind of explain the allegory piece by piece. Listen to this. The Truman Show is a movie about a real person who is trapped inside of a dome. And inside of that dome, his life is observed like a TV show. Every single thing in his life or in his town, Sea Haven, is a set or a set piece. And every single person in his life is an actor that's there to keep him in this world by pretending that everything is real. So everyone is in on it except him. The first place you see allegorical meaning is in the name Truman, which very obviously says true man, the true person or true man in the situation or in the fake world. And even the movie title, The Truman Show, which is saying a show about a real person. This is confirmed when the villain of the movie by the name of Christoph, or Christ of, God of this particular world, says that everybody is tired of fake actors and pyrotechnics. They want to see something real, and therefore he created this dome to trap Truman and extract his life story, his genuine reactions, and so forth for the sake of money, which you see in, of course, it being a television show and a lot of the product placement that is surrounding his life. Christoph, through several ritual elements, which I'll explain, has built this false reality to trap Truman into. And I'll explain each of these rituals and how Truman ends up breaking them shortly. But before I say that, remember this: moi, or spirit, what is being summoned and kept by ritual, is given life by way of blood, feeling, a vessel, and devotion or attention. All of these things infuse life into a ritual, and all of these elements are used to keep the various patterns and rituals and spirits alive that make up his fake reality. One of the first obvious ones is the ritual of death or blood sacrifice. You see this in the fact that Truman's father, his fake father, dies by way of drowning in the body of water that surrounds Sea Haven and keeps Truman trapped in that world. Now, because Truman believes the ocean killed his father, the spirit of fear is invoked, and the ocean is its vessel. This feeling of fear makes it impossible for Truman to explore the ocean, despite his desire to see the greater world, represented by his desire to go to Fiji. And because he can't escape the ocean becomes the physical cage, which again is just a vessel for the spiritual cage. The producer observes Truman from the sky in a little office that you access as a viewer through the moon, meaning that he's in the moon. Now, if you understand that the moon is the controller of the tide, and that the tide, or the ocean, is the vessel for the cage, you'll understand that Christoph is a wizard controlling the ritualized reality. And fear is used to block all exits. Anytime Truman encounters an exit or a road that leaves the set, there's always fires, nuclear spillage, and a bunch of different dangerous things that block the way. But loving spirits are also used to trap him, or as the ancestors say, a tree grows in two directions, above and underground. The second direction the spirit trap grows is using the feeling of love and closeness to keep him in. Truman's best friend Marlin and his wife Meryl, both of their names alluding to a falcon or a bird of prey, both use gaslighting and redirection as well as memories to keep him from asking crucial questions. As the strangeness of his reality starts to become more obvious, these two use the relationship they have with him to draw him away from moving towards the truth. And remember that aspect, moving towards the truth, because that's going to tie things up in the end. Now listen to this. A lot of things help Truman realize that he's in some type of simulated or ritual reality. But one of the ones that make it loud and clear are when the character Lauren Garland, Lauren meaning true, and garland being a wreath of flowers, so something along the lines of true nature, tells Truman that everything is fake, confirming the suspicions that were already starting to build. Now, ironically, it is the nature of ritual that allows Truman to see that he's in a simulation. The repetition in behaviors, the breaking down of the simulation as he stops feeding the ritual predictable behavior. characters, and the fakeness of the visuals such as the sky. Finally, Truman taps into Akonuche, or this movie's version of Akonuche, true wisdom and true intellect, that are represented in the scene where Truman finally hears the radio signals that all of the actors hear, which informs them of his movements and his positioning in the simulation. So, once Truman is suspicious enough that something is not right, Truman starts moving towards the truth. Truman drives through the spirit of fear, which is represented by driving through fire. He lets go of his attachments and love and breaks that particular spell or ritual that is being given a vessel by way of his best friend and his wife, and begins heading towards the end of the world. Now, his realization is never fully shown in the movie. It is not as if he is moving towards the end of the world because he knows what he is going towards. Rather, at all times, he is moving towards what he feels is true, and he's still unaware as to what actually is a lie, the extent of the lie, and what actual truth looks like. Now, the movie symbolizes this by using the final door he exits being a black void to represent walking into the unknown. But as he goes from one action to another, or I should say one questioning action to another, more truth is revealed to him. As more truth is revealed to him, he is more inspired to move towards truth, which creates a cycle that the ancestors describe as oko neche uche, uche neche oko. The feet wait for wisdom, wisdom wait for the feet. And that's it. This is Derek O'Fodderman with The Medicine Show. Thank you.